This is Paul Dorsey, Brighton fan. You're listening to the Drunkard United Football Show. Arsenal fans need not apply.
That's a dig.
Yeah, definitely a dig. You know, I was sick as a dog this weekend, so I wasn't as lively on the socials as I would have liked to have been. So in bed all day on Friday. But you know what I wasn't?
What's that?
I wasn't a fan of a losing side this week. Unlike the two people I'm looking at in the room currently.
Yep.
I don't have to do a shot of Malort. Wait. You both have to. So let's start the show. Hello and welcome to the Drunkard United Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Huston, and across the way from me is my co-host, the lovely Samuel Graham. Sam, how you doing?
A.K.A. Coffee McCofferson.
Oh, I'll be coughing so
Today.
much tonight.
It's weird seeing him in such a good mood.
I know. It's unsettling, to be honest.
He was literally skipping around the kitchen.
I know. Ugh.
Yep.
Makes me sick. Makes me sick.
And there comes first cough at an untimely spot. We're recording at Studio H, just outside our nation's capital. You can check us out on all podcast platforms and YouTube and, Stitcher and Spotify and Apple Podcast and anything you can think of.
Google Play.
Yeah, precisely. Now, would you please subscribe, rate, review, and most importantly, what I've been seeing is everybody sharing and retweeting that when the post goes up.
Loving it.
Please keep doing that. That's how it works. People's
awesome.
podcast. It's got to be word of mouth.
That's it.
Now, should you want to chat with us, there's many ways that you can. Sammy, why don't you tell the good people how they can get in touch?
Sure. We are at DUfootballshow on all the social medias. It's Twitter, Instagram, and the old Facebook. And DUfootballshow@gmail.com. We do answer our DMs, which I actually have one real quick.
Excellent.
And breaking news, actually.
Yes.
Breaking is re-record. By the time you all hear this, it'll be old news. The FA can confirm Raheem Sterling will not be considered for Thursday's Euro 2020 qualifier against Montenegro as a result of a disturbance in a private team area at St. George's Park today. He will remain with the squad. Gareth Southgate said, quote, "We have taken the decision to not consider Raheem for the match against Montenegro on Thursday. One of the great challenges and strengths for us is that we've been able to separate club rivalries from the national team. Unfortunately, the emotions of yesterday's game were still raw. My feeling is that the right thing for the team is the action we have taken. Now that the decision has been made with the agreement of the entire squad, it's important that we support the players and focus on Thursday night." This was a statement released by the FA, sent to me by Russ, actually.
Shocker. City player gets in trouble. The Liverpool player, you can go ahead and play. We like you. It's all right. You did nothing wrong. Nothing to see here, you looky-loos.
Yeah.
Yeah, VAR fucking with the national squad now, too.
That's it. That's it. Also had a great bit of correspondence with me and him kind of oligarchied our kids' soccer team this year. The two of us kind of coached it together.
Nice.
A friend of mine, Eric, who is a City fan. So we had some good banter over the weekend. Mainly, there was a lot of fucks exchanged and a lot of VARs used during that text conversation. But
probably in the reverse order?
Yeah.
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 A lot of saying fuck VAR?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, also next week when we do our show for the international break, we're going to go a little free form. So we want emails. We want correspondence. Shit you want to hear about, send it to us. If you want to talk mad shit, talk mad shit.
Does it have to be about soccer?
No, ask us about anything.
Ask us about booze if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Ask us about
the cough drop sale at CVS.
Yeah, fuck off.
Will you read another Mike Rogers email?
If he emails us, I'm doing jazz
All right,
hands,
Mike,
by the way.
you heard, because we know you're listening.
I'm amazed. He did not email yet, considering
what happened
Liverpool
yesterday.
won.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Especially because he thinks I'm you.
Yeah.
So Arsenal lost and Liverpool won. So I just expected that he would have emailed. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, he hasn't made bail yet.
Exactly. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we've got to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every show. Sammy, What are we drinking on tonight?
If you follow the Facebook, you will know that we are having another cocktail this week. This is a bourbon drink known as a Gold Rush. We use the Remus Repeal Reserve bourbon whiskey. Distilled in Lawrenceville, Indiana, comes in at 100 proof. Will run you between $79.99 and $89.99 on the shelf. This one is the 2018 medley release. So they used 2 of the bourbons that they produced in 2007 and 2 of the bourbons they produced in 2008, blended them together. They all have different mash bills. So 2007 one was a 15% rye on the mash bill. They used 21% of that in this blend. The 2008, the first one they used was 50% in this product. Another 21% rye on the mash bill. 2007 number 2, they used 10%, was 36% rye. And then 2008 number 2 was 25% in this blend. They used 36% rye.
Very good.
Yeah. So very cool. Very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, nice little high proof bourbon. Really,
Yeah.
really works with the cocktail as well. Like I said, we check out the video for the cocktail. But before we get into it in clean glasses and get into the game, Sammy, I want to do a few announcements because we got a couple of big things going on.
Ooh, a lot of things in the works.
I'll do mine first, then you do yours. So,
Sounds good.
Wait a minute. Do you want to do the big one to the end of the show?
No, we're going to do it right here in the beginning.
Yeah, and then we'll reiterate it at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys talk about blowing your load. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Better if you make it last a little longer.
all right. How about I do the first one, which is actually a plug for our friend.
So we are men of a certain age, though.
Okay, settle the fuck down, both of you. Alan, our boy and his local supporters club for Newcastle, the Mobtown Magpies, are getting the honor of hosting the National Toon Army meetup in Baltimore. So
Nice.
self-loathing, hating people around the world that support Newcastle, because there just has to be a little bit of self-hatred in yourself to support. I mean, I get it, and I love you guys. You're awesome, but there's definitely some self-hatred. On the weekend of April the 4th, I believe they're playing Bournemouth that weekend. There'll be a viewing party, and we don't have the exact details, but Drunkard United Football Show will be involved.
Because we also hate ourselves.
Oh, yeah. So while I sit over here and cough to death, Sammy, why don't you tell everybody the big news about what we're doing?
All right, so this is huge. Huge news.
Drum roll.
Yeah, drum roll. Drunkard United is doing a live show.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing a live show. We have teamed up with Monument City Brewing. They're going to host it on December 15th of this year, 2019.
You know, I heard they're a big fan of Big Sam's.
They are. They are. Our boy Simeon, one of the bartenders there, is heading up the event for us. And he is an Everton supporter and Big Sam's second biggest fan.
Well, because people like me, I'm a charming motherfucker.
That's fine. Hatred is what drives this boat, okay?
Okay.
And they hate the shit out of me.
Good. Well done.
But so that day, we'll start at 8:45 in the morning, go till 3 p.m. You can watch the Manchester United-Everton match at 9 o'clock with us. And then at 11:30, City plays Arsenal, so you can watch me piss, moan, curse, and rant my way through that one. But we'll be out and about and interacting with everybody, drinking beers during the game.
It's a thing to behold, to witness how he goes from American to British over the course of a couple pints.
Yeah.
It's something you guys need to be there in person to see.
Well, and the beauty, too, is when he goes into that accent, it's kind of a melding of Scottish, Irish, and English.
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of that he very easily flows in and out of.
And his whole,
Yeah.
the way he stands changes, like suddenly, like
All
his
right.
shoulders get hunched in.
All right. They are located at 1 North Haven Street in Baltimore, Maryland. We are going to be playing some games. We'll do a live recording as well and have a Q&A. And we'll also be drinking excellent craft beers from Monument City.
Will there be prizes?
There will
There
be
might
prizes.
be prizes. There also may be a sticker in your future. We don't know.
I like stickers.
We have to go see how much money Taylor's given us so far. It is free to attend. Obviously, you have to pay for your beers, but there's no cost to get into the brewery to hang out with us. So December 15th, mark your calendars. We're going to have a big social media push from us, from them. And we're going to just basically annoy the fuck out of you with the details of it until it happens.
And to all of my, we got multiple friends who are Christians that go to church on Sunday. You got a month notice. Say a couple extra Hail Marys.
On Saturday night.
Just ask Jesus off if you could have off on the 15th, okay? Just try to make it to the church of football for the Sunday.
That's it. Also, up until then, I always have a side drink. I am drinking Monument City beers every show up until we do the live show. Today I have the American Brown Ale. It's a classic all malt American brown ale, sweet malty backbone with noticeable but not overpowering hop presence. Comes in at 6%. Brewed right there at Monument, canned at Monument. Comes in 12-ounce cans, 6-packs. It's an excellent, excellent little brown ale.
Fabulous. All right, everybody, let's have a great show.
Let's do it.
All right.
My drink's half empty.
That was a long intro this week.
Friday night gave us a game with two teams desperate for a win. Who am I fucking kidding? Liverpool 3, Manchester City 1. Holy fuck. Take controversy out. That was an amazing fucking game.
It was awesome. For only having a total of, I think, 8 shots on target, it was amazingly entertaining. Some of the football that was played was just wild. And then add in the spice of VAR being a fucking shit show again when it worked.
Right, because newsflash, everybody, it was unoperational in the first half.
Yep, nobody fucking knew it.
I don't know when there's 2 VAR calls, there wasn't working.
Yep.
So, I mean, you got to talk about the controversy because it's really how the game opens, and it's ultimately what shapes the game as well.
And directly resulted in a goal, essentially.
Goal 1.
I think it was a penalty. That one.
Yeah.
The one that happened later, I don't think was.
Right.
Right? But VAR is supposed to stamp this out. And if we're supposed to be playing a game under a certain set of rules, I don't understand how the game doesn't get delayed while they figure out what the fucking problem is with the VAR. Why are we just going on without it? For me, I don't give a shit.
TV, you go back to the studio.
Yeah, why not?
You can delay the game.
Absolutely.
It don't matter. It'll be okay.
100%. But this is like what happened in the FA Cup, where they were using VAR in stadiums that were equipped for it, but in other ones they weren't. You're supposed to be playing on an even playing field. And if the VAR is going to fuck up, it needs to be able to fuck up for everybody.
Yeah.
It's unfair to the other teams that had VAR fuck up for them, and then this one they couldn't fuck up.
Well, we've also seen precedent from just the week prior with Everton and Tottenham that a hand in an unnatural position, if the ball hits it, even unintentionally, is a handball. That is the way the rule is written. So that happened last week, and they had VAR, and they chose not to reverse the call. This week they didn't have VAR, but it still happened. It was, but the call didn't get made. So
right.
Clearly the ref is interpreting what is a rule that is written very black and white.
You know what I think the problem is I think part of it is we've been playing this game for 20 years, 30 years, and the handball rule was, for the most part, the same for a very long period of time.
Forever.
And then all of a sudden, it changed this summer to everything's a handball.
Yeah, it's either unintentional or intentional, and if it's unintentional, it's not a handball. Period.
Right.
End of discussion. And now, if it's inside the box, it doesn't matter. It's a handball.
Right. And where I say, I don't agree that it should be black and white, because it's not. Obviously, that's the second one. Alexander-Arnold didn't mean to hit it with his hand. His hand was in a perfectly natural position, down by his side. It wasn't extended away from his body like it was in the first one, and it didn't cut off a pass to a player streaking in behind him, which that ball would have gotten there had his hand not been in the way.
Oh, yeah.
That should have been a penalty, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, the second one, where I think it was Raheem Sterling, flicked the ball up, maybe it was Bernardo, flicked the ball up into his hand, but his hand was down by his side in a perfect, what's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
And he's only a foot, 2 feet away from him tops. You know what I mean? What is he supposed to do to get his hand out of the way for that one? I agree, that one's not a penalty. The first one, though, definite pen.
Mane in the Champions League final flicks a ball up into the armpit of Sissoko. Gets called a handball.
Yep. It did. It definitely did.
VAR checked it back, and what was it? A handball. Now,
Yep.
And now, more importantly, let's get away from that. Holy fuck! What a shot from Fabinho for that first goal.
He caught that clean as a whistle.
Jesus Christ! You don't want to take away from what actually happened at the other end of the field, because frankly, it's what is considered
brilliant.
legitimate play. That was pretty fucking brilliant.
That's brilliant. He took it out. Ball got played to his wrong side. He took it with the underside of his right foot, teed it up for himself perfectly, and he found the middle of that ball. And that bone that's right on top of your foot where your laces are, where you put your laces through it, the crank one, that bone that sticks out was perfectly pinpoint accurate to the middle of that ball. You can't strike a ball any better than that. He got over it. It only ended up about shoulder height.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, he puts that in any other direction and completely misses the net.
Oh, yeah. But that was special. That was good to see.
Perfectly.
And Claudio Bravo was nowhere to be found. I mean, he tried to patty cake at it, but there was nothing doing there.
Yeah.
And the ball was already in the back of the net, really, by the time he was diving past where it went in.
I don't know if Ederson saves that one either, but I also think,
I don't think so.
Goal number 3, Ederson definitely doesn't let happen.
Absolutely.
But also,
Claudio Bravo was shit in this game.
When you have your backup keeper in, your defense gets a little uneasy.
Well, and they're still running with Fernandinho in the defense.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put anything on Fernandinho. I mean, I feel like
no. They're still not full strength. I think that obviously played a part in it.
Yeah.
If they had Laporte back there, I don't think, one or two of those things happen. I don't think somebody freaks out like they did and played the ball out to Fabinho with a weak clearance. I think Aymeric Laporte cranks that over midfield.
Right. Now, going on to goal number 2, and we'll talk about the other offside that got called later when we get into Tottenham and Sheffield. But Mo Salah was off by more than that on the second goal. And again, VAR unoperational. They looked at it for 30 seconds.
I don't know.
Been enough people that have gone back and put up the graphics. He was a whole knee offsides.
When the ball was played? When it actually left his foot?
When the ball was played. Yeah.
I don't know. That was a great cross, though.
But it was kind of interesting that VAR.
It was a brilliant cross.
Very interesting that VAR only needed 30 seconds to figure that out.
But it took 3 minutes for other shit.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great cross, though, from Andy Robertson. It was absolutely brilliant.
Beautiful cross.
And it happened to get there at the exact moment that Claudio Bravo, I don't know if you saw the angle from in slow motion behind Mo Salah. Did you see that angle of the replay?
No.
His head meets it the moment that Claudio Bravo planted his feet as he was shifting his body weight. So there was absolutely no way that he was going to be able to get back off of his feet to come back to the other side.
Oh, God, no.
He had just shifted and right as his head meets the ball, bang, his feet hit the ground, and he's just rooted, just stuck.
The incredible part about that, Sam, was they get the 2 quick goals, and frankly, at that point of time in the game, City was dominating. It was all City. 100% offense, and it was all over. City was all over it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it really was pretty even on the stats. I think Liverpool had 45% possession to City's 55%. Liverpool actually outshot them 5-3. And part of that was due to Sergio Aguero being just a half step late every time.
Yeah.
There were a couple of great balls put into him.
How many
that
balls
he normally gets on the end of?
Dribbled past the goal and kind of just past the post and outside.
Oh, yeah.
There was so much of that.
The other thing, to take it back, is one thing that I really hate about the professional game just in general. People would rather appeal to the referee than play to the whistle. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, it should have been a handball, but that ball fell to Van Dijk after it hit Alexander-Arnold's hand, and he didn't know what to do with it. Sergio Aguero was standing next to him, and instead of going for the ball and trying to make something happen, possibly he gets kicked like Mane did with Serge Aurier, and gets a penalty or something. He would rather look at the referee, hand raised, and talk to the ref and pointing at his hand, handball, handball. Well, the ball's still there. The referee hasn't blown the whistle. The game's still on. play to the whistle, man.
Yeah, we've said that 100,000 times
Right.
if you listen to the show.
Even
we
if-
always say play to the whistle.
Even if you just get to the ball and knock it out of bounds or something, that goal might not happen.
Yeah.
You have time to reset. They can't counterattack. You know what I mean? It just, for me, I just thought it was very strange from a seasoned pro to only want to appeal to the referee and not do anything else.
So we kept saying City's going to make a statement. City's going to make a statement. Well, Liverpool made a statement. That was flat out a statement win for them.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And great work from Jordan Henderson to get that third goal for Mane. Again, Claudio Bravo should have done better.
Yeah, it was great by Jordan Henderson, though.
Yep.
How good is this team?
Real fuck good.
Can they
Real fuck good.
Can they keep this up? Can they go undefeated?
No, they won't go undefeated. They'll have a wobble. They'll have a draw, then a loss, and then they'll pick it right back up like they did last season, I think. I don't think they're going to have the crazy shit right in a row, all dependent on if they can stay healthy. And them deciding to participate in the Club World Cup as the champions of Europe, I think could prove detrimental, to be honest. I think right now it's Liverpool's to lose. I think they have the best chance of anybody to do it. What I'm worried about is traveling to the Middle East for 2 weeks at the beginning of December, somebody getting hurt, 2 players getting hurt, traveling back. You got time difference. You got extra games. You have all this and that. And now you have a 3-game slide. Well, City's right back in it, and their goal differential is far superior.
They had a 9-point lead last season, and they gave it away.
They did that at 10.
Yeah.
And that was in January.
I think it really comes down to December. How do they make it through December?
Right.
Really is what.
Well, they're going to have a ton of games in hand because of these things.
Ooh, Sam.
Yes,
they're-
you in the back.
Now that we're done talking about the game, can we talk about it?
Ooh,
It.
Yeah, it.
What's it?
The shade. Oh my God,
Oh.
Pep Guardiola and the shade.
Yes.
All the shade.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
so much.
Peppa Guardialis, I guess would be his drag name.
Yeah.
Stood up next to Rue, put on the glasses. The library was open, and he began to read the referees.
Yeah.
Only people who watch RuPaul's Drag Race get that reference.
Which is everybody in this room.
Except me.
I thought you
Oh,
watched it.
We don't have that channel. My wife watches it, but she has to watch it later on YouTube.
Wah, wah.
Oh well.
yes. So just the shade that Pep threw.
Yeah, I love him
the
kissing
thank you.
the 2 times to the crowd and getting in like
The press
row with the
conference.
crowd.
This
That's
is
funny.
The best game.
the-
My team. I'm so proud
The
of
press
them.
conference, yeah, it was the best game my team has ever played, and
Yeah.
they know why we are 2-time champions. They know. It's
Yeah.
okay. It'll be fine. And then they'd ask about the call, and he goes, you got to talk to Oliver. You got to talk to the officiants. They call the game, and they can tell you what the calls were. That's not for me to talk about. That's you should go talk to them. You should go talk to the VAR people. They can tell you everything that's going on.
Who shared it on the closed group that had Michael Oliver in the Liverpool kit?
That one was John.
The Photoshop.
Yeah, that one was, I believe,
and,
John.
And then there was one that was LIVERPOol.
Yes.
that was
LIVAR.
Lindsay,
That was
yeah.
Lindsay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lindsay did that. That's right.
And
Very
my
funny.
personal
Liverpool.
favorite
Yeah.
from Taylor doing Screaming Woman and putting Pep's face on the Screaming Woman.
Yes.
Screaming Woman at the cat, and the cat was Michael Oliver.
That was very funny
That
too.
meme was fabulous.
There's a lot of really good ones that came out of that.
Yeah, I just needed to get all of that cattiness out of me because that ending with Pep was just fucking brilliant. I mean, it's no Jose Mourinho, but it was pretty fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah, very good.
You know, Sam, the big 6 aren't necessarily the top 6. And 3 games with 3 very different results. Leicester City 2, Arsenal 0, Tottenham 1, Sheffield United 1, Man United 3, Brighton 1. Arsenal lines up defensively and appeared to be intimidated by the Foxes.
I was happy to turn this off and go to Tegan's last game of the season. And frankly, the kids were more exciting than the Arsenal were. They were absolutely fucking pitiful yet again. They only mustered one shot on fucking target the whole game. Emery has to go. Emery has to go. This is unacceptable. I'm not doing a double, man. Sam's getting me my Malort shot ready and got a little heavy-handed.
He did. Just because he doesn't have to do
that's
one.
completely unfair.
I got a little extra, and I just poured it into the next glass because that'll be for Melissa later.
But yeah, so the lineup, I was actually a little bit more impressed with some of the player selection. But again, we bottled it. And the players don't look like they know what they're doing. They don't look like they know how to play football anymore. The only good thing that's come out of the last week is Granit Xhaka is officially stripped of the Arsenal captaincy. Now they handed it to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I don't know that he's a leader.
Yeah.
So
Torreira rubs me as a leader.
Yeah, Guendouzi even. But David Luiz is there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
You know? It's a shit show right now. Great to see Hector Bellerin back on the field finally. 90 minutes under his belt. But it's a shit show, man. The kids' game was more exciting than Arsenal played. It was brilliant. And we tied 3-3. Tegan's team.
They should be afraid to play you, not vice versa. That's it's.
Well, you know what it is. It's the confidence brimming from Brendan Rodgers getting his teeth fixed.
You don't have much else to say, huh?
No, I fuck them. I fuck them.
All right,
cheers.
Your shot. All right, so on to your favorite topic, Spurs. Oh yeah, you look like you enjoyed that one.
That's
I
bad.
feel like it's been a while since you've had to do one.
It has been because we've been drawing every fucking game.
I'm starting to get used to it.
All right, so Sam, Tottenham can't get it right, but at least Son scored, and he's been through so much this past week, and he's a really, really nice guy, and good for him. Good for him.
He dove again. Did you see that?
Just the outcrying.
Hashtag courage.
Love. Like, oh, it's so good to see him score. Oh, it's so good to see Gomez barely fucking walking, asshole.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I feel you.
The fucking people just falling all over themselves pulls the kind of Asian coyness, kind of, oh, I'm sorry, kind of shy coyness to him, and everybody's falling for it. And you saw him chase down a guy last year at a Bournemouth game and hack him from behind. You saw him chase down Gomez here, and he's not the sweet angel that everybody's making him out to be. And in the meantime, a guy has lost 5 months of his fucking career, and his career may be forever changed because you got a little antsy because a call got missed. Yeah. Fuck off. Just fuck off.
Well, Sheffield United were very resilient and actually had a goal chalked off for VAR also. That was less offside than apparently Mo Salah, which I did not see.
A toe.
Yep.
Literally a toe. Now we Sterling. It was a shoulder, and Firmino it was an elbow or an armpit. So, it seems to be the only thing that can quote get right.
Right. So this for me. About two-thirds of the ball was managed by Tottenham in this game, and they only had one more shot on target than Sheffield did. Sheffield are ridiculously efficient with their possession and creating chances with the very little of the ball that they've had against the big six clubs. They did it against us when they beat us 1-0 in this game.
Did it to Chelsea.
Did it to Chelsea as well, exactly. I couldn't think of the third club. They're a more exciting Burnley. With as organized and
I'll give you that
astute as they are at the back, it seems like. Their goalkeeper's on point. Just that a lot of things are going right. And they're sitting in fifth above us, which is fucking ridiculous.
Okay, if their goalkeeper's on point, it just adds the conspiracy theory that the league wants Liverpool to win because the only time he was not a brick wall back there was the time he dropped a ball on the goal for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh, the conspiracy theory thickens.
And really, Sons was unlucky. The goal that they gave up took a little deflection. His foot would have got to it had it not deflected and megged him.
Yeah.
So that was a little unlucky as well. But he had a worldie again, their goalkeeper.
Henderson.
But end of it, for me, I just want everybody to please take a moment and have a laugh at Tottenham sitting in 14th place.
I mean, I would, but I'm in no position to laugh at anybody right now.
Yeah, I feel you. You're actually tied with them on points now after your win,
I know,
by the way.
but goal differential.
Yeah, goal differential. That's why we're in 6th, because Sheffield fucking United has a better goal difference than we do.
The Blades.
It's a fucking shame.
Wow.
A travesty.
Really?
A mockery.
A
A tram-shamocrity.
A tram-shamocrity. I love it.
Fucking shambolic. Emery has to go. This is the perfect time to let him go, too. We got 2 weeks to find somebody. It's fucking bullshit. They came out twice now in a week since Saturday, so in 48 hours, not in a week, and given him their support, the board. And there's no reason to fire him now after they've given him the support.
I thought we were done talking about Arsenal.
I'm so the Malort's kicking in.
You're mad enough to burn a jersey.
Well, that's sad. By the way, it pains my heart. The Malort's kicking in, and so the fire is being breathed.
Angry.
Yeah.
Let's get to the third of those games. Manchester United actually looked like Manchester fucking United.
I don't know about that. They were wasteful.
They looked bad.
They were wasteful.
They've looked better than they've looked in a long
that's fair.
fucking time.
Yeah, that's fair. It took them a while to break the deadlock, 16 minutes through a deflected shot, but they had wasted 4 or 5 opportunities prior to that, and you thought again it was just going to be one of those fucking days. But then Rashford and Martial both got on the score sheet. I think so.
Yeah,
did Martial score?
Yeah.
Luckily, VAR ruled McTominay was onside, and they doubled their lead, so VAR got one right. And then, like I said, they restored the lead through Marcus Rashford after Brighton pulled one back against the run of play through Lewis Dunk. That was it.
Rashford and Martial need to play as a 2-striker system.
Yep.
They got to do it.
I like Rashford coming in off the wing. I mean, that's where he kind of made his name over the last few seasons. Mm-hmm. And Anthony Martial really does look like he's able to lead the line pretty well in almost a false 9 kind of situation where he's not really a point man like Lukaku was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do we think this team might be coming together?
It's possible, but I think their defense is still that kind of shaky, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know that they have the true cohesion that they're going to need to really kick on. The other problem I think they're going to have is when the ego of Paul Pogba comes back, how do they all react to it?
It's not.
Does it unsettle the team? Does it, what do you do? And the way that they've kind of started to gel a little bit in midfield, what does he do to that? Because everybody's working hard at the moment. Pereira,
Fred and McTominay seem to get each other.
Yeah.
Now the only problem is there's not really much of a creative bone in either one of their bodies.
Right. You're absolutely right. So I don't know. To be honest with you, I was drunk when I wrote the notes for this one.
Oh,
so I don't really have a lot else to say.
Heard. Well, got me fucking coughing again. You got me laughing.
Sorry.
So that's probably not let you, Sam. For the rest of the show, please don't be entertaining.
I can't be funny
because you might make me laugh and I'll cough.
When I was 12, I had whooping cough in the spring. And
I'm just going to mute him and let him die in the corner. Go ahead and talk to me.
I had whooping cough in the spring.
Uh-huh.
And that summer, my family went to Ocean City. It was me, my 6 brothers and sisters. And basically the barometer of whether or not something was funny was if it made me cough.
Aww.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And the longer I coughed and the closer to death that I got, ranked it from that was like a 3 because he only coughed twice. But, he almost passed out. That's an 8.
Oh, well, Sam hasn't passed out yet, so be funnier.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Everton 2, Southampton 1, Newcastle 2, Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 2, Palace 0, Wolves 2, Villa 1, Burnley 3, West Ham 0, Watford 2, Norwich 0. Everton finally winning an away match.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They did.
How about that?
Morgan Schneiderlin was made to look like a bitch by Sofiane Boufal, though. for Southampton's goal?
I've discovered any substitute that comes on the field immediately becomes Lionel Messi against Everton.
Yeah.
Trossard did that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's just immediately what happens.
I hear you.
Instantaneously. So now we should probably fucking do that again.
Tom Davies.
Hell of a game.
Tom Davies.
Hell of a game. You know what? I don't want to go sucking their dicks too much.
Well, he needs to add goals to his game, so it was nice to see him get on the score sheet, to be honest with you. That player works his fucking socks off and deserves goals every now and again.
And deserves to be on the pitch. Him and Mason Holgate are making a very, very good statement for why they should stay on the field.
100%.
And Keane hasn't really been 100% this year, so put Keane on the bench and let him think about it a little.
Who do you guys have next game? Do you know?
We have
in a couple of weeks,
Norwich
obviously.
coming to Goodison.
Oh,
so we got to win.
Lovely day out.
Have to win that one.
That'd be a lovely day out.
And then the shit show begins. Then it's at Leicester, at Liverpool, Leicester in the League Cup, at Man United for the Monument Brewing Drunkard United live show.
That's right.
Then Chelsea at home and Arsenal at home. But
you'll
all
beat us too.
all of that happens.
If we still have Emery, you'll beat us too.
And then we have like Burnley and Newcastle to round out the year as well. And I think Newcastle is at Newcastle.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's a hell. We're about to really get beat up with the schedule.
What's nice is coming out of the international break, though, you've got a lovely, lovely old time against Norwich. I think you'll be fine, to be honest with you.
Hopefully, you know what? I'll feel better about it if we win the game. Like for now, there's no need to be patting them too much on the back. You won a road game. You're a good team. You should be winning more of these. In fact, you should be winning these against all the teams that are worse than you. Not one finally in like 19 games. You gotta win on the fucking road. We have top 6 aspirations.
Yep.
That's the shit you have to do. So
Sidibe with an excellent cross.
Richarlison with a great finish.
Yep.
I mean, it was, but that's it. Done talking about him. You know what? Newcastle has won 2 games in a row.
For the first time in 4 fucking ever.
Yeah. I mean, they never win 2 games in a row.
No.
Newcastle. There is a point where I can call them Newcastle.
Hey,
for
and
their
it actually
2 wins
makes
in a row.
sense. Yeah. There you go. And on the day that we announced the Toon Army meetup.
Absolutely.
As well, in addition to the Drunkard United live show.
And we're about to talk about another American scoring, but let's talk about the American on Newcastle that scored.
DeAndre Yedlin.
Diving header.
Absolutely. It was awesome. It was actually an entertaining game.
It was.
I was really surprised, to be completely fair. And Newcastle were turning the screw a bit. But Almiron and Saint Maximin, sorry. I think I got a little autocorrect happy here.
Yeah.
Saint Million is cursed to never score despite their hard work. Those two just for whatever reason cannot find the back of the fucking
work
net.
their ass off and cannot score.
Yeah, can't do anything. But luckily Yedlin was there. Saint Maximin accidentally found Yedlin actually, but he tucked that header home just like Big Brother Pulisic did for Chelsea. Yep. Which we'll come on to. And then Kieran Clark all of a sudden picking up Fabian Schär's scraps as the highest scoring center back ever.
Yeah.
In the history of center backs.
Yep.
In England.
Yep, just getting it done.
They're just crushing it. Their center backs have scored 4 of their last 6 goals.
They might have already done enough because there's a couple of teams that are bad enough. I think it's pretty clear Norwich and Southampton are awful. Watford isn't much better. They might have already given themselves a decent amount of breathing room. It's like just get the points you're supposed to get.
Yep.
And you're probably safe.
Well, that's the Rafa method, right? Was get the points you're supposed to get and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Which they were. And luckily, Steve Bruce, who's been relegated, I think, more times than anybody else, is kind of picking that method up where Rafa left off. And they're actually getting the job done, and it's nice to see. Andy Carroll also featured for his hometown club after moving back in the summer.
Yep.
And they come back against Aston Villa. So let's see. It's at Villa.
Oh, fun.
So let's see what the villains can muster up in way of resistance to the train that is Newcastle.
The Alan Melissa Derby.
Ooh. We may have to plan our own little meetup for that one.
Heard.
When is that one?
That is in 2 weeks. Yeah, close the app.
Much like the Aston Villa game, I fell asleep this time.
That will be at some point in the near future.
All right. Well, Alan, at some point in the near future, hit up.
Monday, November 25th at 3 p.m. Found it.
Wow, that is a really crappy time for a game.
Yeah.
Yep. Monday night game.
Monday
Night Football.
happy hour game, I guess.
Yep. Kind of. So let's get on to the next game, the Chelsea game. Chelsea's rolling. Pulisic scores. Tammy Abraham scores. They're on fire.
Yeah. And great reactions by Pulisic because it was a deflected shot from Michy Batshuayi.
Yep.
That he reacted to first and bravely headed in because Patricio was coming out also. Not Patricio. Guaida was coming out also. I was planning ahead and fucked up. Sorry. Chelsea dominated the game. Palace only mustered one shot on target. They've got Arsenalitis. And Pulisic having that couple of weeks out of the squad and making just kind of 10-minute cameos seems to finally have settled. And I believe that's his 5th goal in 3 games.
No shit.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. He's doing very well. And Guida, by his standards, was having a worldie as well. It could have been much, much more.
Oh, yeah. Guida is turned into a top-class fucking keeper in this league.
He still can't catch the ball for real. He's a great shot stopper.
It ain't going in the back of the net.
No, he's a great shot stopper, but holding on to the ball is still an issue for him.
Sure.
But punching, tipping over the bar, in terms of just blocking shots, he's a good goalkeeper.
So West Midlands Derby really didn't have much to it. It was pretty boring, to be honest with you. Mel and I sat there and watched the match, and it really offered nothing.
Yeah, and a shame for Jed Steer. To be honest
to get
with
hurt.
you. Yeah, to
that's
get hurt.
that's really the most of the action.
Yeah, I mean, you were the best goalkeeper in the championship last season. But an argument can be made for that. And
First game in the Prem in like 4 years, and
Yeah.
it was in
5
for
years,
less than
yeah.
5 minutes.
Yep.
Yep.
And Aston Villa, obviously, when they got promoted, went out and signed Tom Heaton away from Burnley. And hey, thanks, Jed Steer. Appreciate it. You're now our number 2.
Right.
Like, it was hard done there. And then to finally get on the field because of a Heaton injury,
Yeah.
then this happens to him. It's like
That
you really feel for the guy. That's unfortunate.
Didn't bitch, didn't moan.
Tyrone Mings with a Sam Graham type foul.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Love that.
Little
But he was so
professional.
cool about
Completely
it too, though.
cleaned him out.
Yeah, but
Love
he was
it.
so like in control. It wasn't emotional. It was just matter of fact.
You go. Yeah, I'm gonna sit your ass down, and you're just gonna get up, and that's gonna be fine.
That's what I love about Mings is he's so fucking cool. Everything he does, he's in control. He's a natural born leader, and his haircut. I mean, can we really talk about that? Okay, maybe
Yeah.
not with you
Oh,
guys. I love his hair.
His head's bald. I'm
I know. I'm looking around the room going,
I'm no
"There's nobody
guard.
to appreciate this."
A shame nobody on their defense decided to mark anybody outside the 18 for the first goal.
Well, it was that free kick actually resulted in a training ground routine from Wolves that saw the ball kind of squared across to Ruben Neves, who another show we listened to. I don't know if you listened to it today or not. Another show we listened to made the point that essentially every goal he scores is from like 40 yards out.
Yeah.
It has to be one of the most prolific outside the box goal scorers
Yeah,
ever,
and
Ruben
they
Neves.
should have seen that
So
coming.
let's
Yeah.
leave him uncovered.
Yeah, right, exactly. Nobody closed him down at all, but it was a good strike. And you felt for the kid that went in, Naylan, that went in for Jed Steer.
You know, I like
Oh,
to
the
make,
one they wrapped in bubble tape?
Yeah, basically.
I like to make your mom jokes at Mel's expense.
Yes.
So the goalkeeper's name was Orjan Naylan. So I went, or your mom could be a goalie.
That's
Her
funny.
name is Jan.
Might have come to that.
Yeah,
That's
let's
funny.
go ahead and pass
I
Mel
forgot
a
about
little
this
Malort.
part. Do you have more to say about the game? 'Cause
Yeah, I
don't.
just quickly. Trezeguet pulled one back, but because everybody was waiting for VAR and goal line technology and the stadium didn't really do anything.
Oh,
and
did
I
he?
found it very funny
Did he?
that him running back to midfield, he's like, "Hey, fucking cheer for me."
Did he?
Yell, scream.
I wouldn't know because honestly, I totally fell asleep at halftime.
Right.
I literally was snoring on the couch. I could have given that much of a shit.
I hear you. Also very funny. One of your center backs, Esri Ngoya,
Uh huh.
maybe he's a midfielder.
Midfielder.
Anyway, it was a Villa corner. Ball got cleared out. Traore's up top, and ball bounced, and Esri jumped, headed it, and then did it like the weirdest full-body cartwheel ever. Like, ran into his hip, hit Traore's shoulder, and he flipped, hands hit the ground, and then he landed on his side. It was fantastic. I thought that was very funny. Traore, completely unfazed.
Yeah.
Once again, I say, with my shot, I just say, meh. That's it. Meh.
All right. So, Burnley West Ham. Burnley recovers really, really nicely. The wheels have completely fallen off the bus at West Ham.
Yeah, I think, again, a lot of it just comes down. We were talking with Chris over the weekend on the closed Facebook group, Drunkard United FC on Facebook. Just try to join that. They just look completely a shell of themselves. They just lack confidence. They just have no belief that they can do anything. And I'm not sure what happened all of a sudden, other than Fabianski's injury. But it's really surprising to say. I said this to Chris as well, because Mark Noble is a leader. Mark Noble is one for a rash tackle to galvanize the team. He's just not getting it done.
Yeah.
And they're lacking leadership at the moment, which is strange to say with a player of his character and his ability at his age and experience, you know? And then again, that without Fabianski does a lot of work to keep them in games. I think their back line leaves a lot to be desired.
We've talked about it a ton last season where where they lost the game. We're like, ooh, it could have been a lot worse if Fabianski didn't make 4 or 5 saves in the first 15 minutes.
Yep.
You know, very
so
common.
Without him, they've been hurting. And but that's no reason to capitulate like they do. You know, Burnley hadn't scored a ton of goals this season. There's no reason you should be giving up 3 to them, even away from home.
Yeah, that's not Burnley style. It's normally a 1-0 at best. Watford finally get a win on Friday Night Lights.
Oh, I did have one question.
Sure.
How long before Ed Woodward's way overpays for McNeil from Burnley and then ruins him?
January.
All right.
So Watford finally get a win.
Norwich, this is a big problem. As you know, fun weekend. We had a relegation 6-pointer to open the weekend, and we had a championship 6-pointer to close the weekend. So that was a lot of fun. And Norwich is going to be in a bad way. Watford was absolute dog shit up to this point this season, except for when they played us.
Well, the last few weeks they've been getting a lot of draws, and if they've lost close. You could see that it was coming, that the win was eventually going to get there. Misfortune for Norwich to make a mistake very early on in the game and give up the goal. You know, that
Emiliano
really hurts them.
Buendia got caught in possession by De La Feu, and he just sprinted off and scored.
By the way, Emiliano Buendia, I found this very interesting. Cuban. We always talk about the Americans and the Mexicans that play in the Premier League. Yeah, you don't normally see a CONCACAF guy, especially one from, a smaller country like Cuba, and particularly Cuba playing, international soccer.
Are we allowed to say that? Isn't there?
Well,
is there a trade embargo or something?
We're just
Can we use the name?
I mean,
no. Google if we have to beep this.
He's
allowed.
I'll find it up before the show airs.
He's allowed to get a visa into England because there's no trade embargo with.
No,
with England,
I know. I'm joking.
But still, it's kind of cool to see. You don't see that very often,
No, yeah, absolutely. That is a lot of fun. Norwich were wasteful, obviously, because Watford did have someone sent off, and they ended up with a lot of the ball as a result of it. Christian Kabasele was that player on 65 minutes, and Watford held on, but only just to that 2-0 lead.
So here's the key thing. If only someone had told you last week Watford was going to win. It's time to tell you what little we know. It's prediction time.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, let's
oh, no
see what we got here. So Pat almost gets out of the hole. He's only, I think, down like 25 now because he got his over for the City Liverpool game. I've knocked out 2 in a row, so I'm kicking ass. Kitty's had a bad run lately. Ray missed. And how'd your crazy, stupid bet come through there, Sammy?
Well, 2/3 of it came in, but that doesn't win you any money.
That's what makes it even better.
Yeah.
Is the 2/3 that came through was you betting against
my
your
own
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just great. The easy one that should have come in for you didn't come in.
Yep.
If only somebody had told you to not pick the draw and to take the win.
So I wrote fucking Canaries. The other half came in because Arsenal fucking sucks. Hashtag Emery out.
There we go. Let's go ahead and put that in the cup of losers. Feed me. Dort's by Rec Cup of Losers.
There it is. Mostly mine.
There we go.
Mostly mine.
All right.
We're not betting this week.
Exactly. See, that's the part I read, Sam.
Right. But I, even though you wrote it down for me, forgot to say to drink responsibly. So I'm going to use this time where we're not putting bets in to say drink responsibly.
I would like you to read exactly where I put it in the show sheet for you
No, I
and
did.
exactly what I put on the show sheet for you.
Word for word, what does it say?
And it's in all cap locks.
Hold on.
Underneath where the
I
alcohol
know.
portion is.
Remember to say drink responsibly, you fucking tool.
Didn't you read that aloud in the pre-show?
I did.
And didn't you forget
That
to say
makes
it?
it even funnier. Yes, I did forget it. Legitimately forgot it. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Well, we found out a way to fill time on prediction time.
There we go.
No bets this week due to the international break. I am currently sitting at minus 423 because my bet came in. Grinding it out of the hole little by little. And Graham is sitting at down 1,185 with only a single $15 win to show for it.
That's fine. You know what's going to happen, right? I'm going to bet 4 things the last day of the season. They're all going to come in, and I'm going to beat you by $8.
and it'll all be ridiculous bets that you have no business
And they're all
placing.
going to come in. Exactly. And I'm going to beat
Yeah.
you by $8.
All right, so how's my chicken doing?
Do you want the music or just the update?
Just the update. How's my chicken doing?
Not good.
Really?
Yeah. So I went up to visit her, and I was picking her up and petting her, and she's just under her breath saying, fuck VAR, fuck
Right.
VAR. Do you want to hear what it sounds like when she does it?
Sure.
Brock VAR. Brock VAR. Brock VAR.
Hey, we
Well,
were...
didn't you think it was weird when we were at the gas station?
Yeah.
And the attendant was asking us where Kitty was, and do you think he's our bookie?
You know, he's this
He had way too many questions about my chicken and her
really,
whereabouts.
really
Strange.
coiffed.
Yeah, the
gelled
the station
back
at the top of the
hair.
hill.
Ooh, uh-oh.
You
Did it
know,
go by Vinny?
It wasn't Vincenzo. I believe it was Stefano.
Uh-oh.
Stefano.
Uh-oh. Careful.
I thought that was more of a Russian name.
And he was like, the kitty. Where's the kid?
Doing the finger thing?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
my
like the-
imagination, he was
That's trouble.
Ukrainian,
Yeah.
Russian.
It was a little.
It's amazing how we both interpreted this entire conversation
Completely differently.
Yeah.
Got to be looking out for our girl.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
she's
As I
not
go
doing.
die.
He's so broken up about it. Yeah, she's not doing well.
That's not good, man.
Yeah, I'm afraid one day there's not going to be a kitty and someone will just drop a bucket of fried chicken at our front door.
Yeah, right?
On that note,
Written in half Russian and Italian.
everyone, remember when you do gamble responsibly and legally.
I wasn't there.
We killed it. We
Nice.
fucking killed it. 8-2. And Rafi, one of our boys that kind of manages the other team that we played, they started playing bitch rule, and I called him out on it, and then they didn't play bitch rule again. I was like, well, first off, the game didn't matter because we failed to make the playoffs.
Right.
So I was like, Rafi, you're playing punk. You're playing punk in a game that doesn't matter. And he yanked the player off the field.
Very good.
It was good.
I mean, you have to call him out for that.
A lot of respect.
Yeah.
A lot of respect.
Finished 4-2-3. Third place.
Finished in third place.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
things are on the up. We just got to make sure we win the games we need to win to get in the playoffs. But I think we finally got ourselves a Division 1 playoff team, sir.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
you're Josh.
That's true.
I think
It's all
It's because we have
Josh.
Josh.
Yeah, and we're adding 2 more young people. Yep.
Smart move.
Yeah.
And we
needed that.
have his brother, too, when his brother decides to show up. And he happens to be really good, too.
Yeah, he is
No,
really good.
his brother, a.k.a. The Ringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's all based on time. He's a personal trainer, so he does a lot of evening work.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
Of
just
course.
it's the time of our games that sometimes suck. But we do have 2 11-10s this session
Nice.
so far.
Well, that's all going to change.
Yeah,
Right?
of course it is.
Of course, the schedule's going to change.
Yep.
So that about wraps it up, boys and girls. Sammy, got any parting words?
Just remind you, December 15th, 8:45 a.m. at Monument City Brewing in Baltimore. We're going to be doing our first live show. Make sure you come out. It's free to attend. You do have to pay for your beers, but you can come watch the games, drink with us, ask us questions.
You can pay for my beers too if you want to. I can be bought.
You could be featured on the show. I think we're going to do a recorded Q&A.
Yep, absolutely.
Some games.
Some games, yeah. We'll have some giveaways. We'll have some stuff to buy. I'll be taking orders for some stuff. You could just come up and hand us money. That's fine too if you want.
Or just buy me beer again.
Don't buy my wife beer because she's driving my drunk ass home.
Yeah.
Uber.
Yeah. Oh, you live nearby, so I'll just come pass out on your couch for a little while.
Yeah, that'll work. I'm
Great.
less than a mile from there.
Carly can deal with all of us.
The other thing, I know Sam said it earlier from all of us here at DU Football Show, just happy Veterans Day, especially to the ones we know and our loyal listeners. Rob, been one of my best friends my whole life, served in the Marine Corps, did a tour overseas, and love you, bro, and happy Veterans Day. Glad you came home safe. Glad you're still here with us. And Russ, an avid listener of the show, your former boss, also a veteran. Thank you for your service, both of you. And
I have a special shout out. I don't think I told you guys this, but I check the numbers, and I can see where all of our downloads come from. Be they,
if I check the numbers, I'd walk into oncoming traffic.
Be they, in state or around the country. And lately, we've been getting some downloads from Afghanistan.
awesome.
It's very cool.
Specifically the Parwan Providence, which is where Bagram Air Base is. So let's give a shout out to our service listeners out there in Afghanistan right now listening to us.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Airman, if you can figure out a way to get in touch with us, please do. We'd love to hear from you. We'll give you a shout out on the show and appreciate you listening and appreciate everything you're doing for our country, man.
Funny you should say that. We have two ways you can get in touch. At DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com.
That was such a professional transition.
You like that?
I'm so proud of you.
I didn't even
now.
stutter.
So proud. Like I'm in awe.
Thank you so
Co-host
much.
is dying,
I-
and
and
you're
I'm
you're
taking it over.
Sailing it to the
Oh, yeah.
end. Good job, Uber driver.
I'm ready to take that seat.
Cool. Well, hey, guys, thank you very much for dealing with my coughing tonight, and I do apologize. Hopefully I'll be a little bit better next week, and it'll just be my normal allergy coughing. So no injury time this week, but if you want to find out what injury and time is, please check out our Patreon page. Sam, tell the people how they can look at our Patreon page.
That is www.patreon.com/DUfootballshow. Basically, there's 3 tiers. $2.
$2, $5, $9.
Yep. $2 gets you just the warm and fuzzies. We'll have a whiskey in your honor, basically. $5, you'll get a sticker and injury time. $9, Mel, tell the good people what they get for $9.
$9, you get all of the above, and you get a personalized video once a month from Sam and Sam Graham breaking down your team specifically. Also, another thing you guys get access to is called Sound Check. When these dumbasses are just rambling about the mouth, I'm recording it. So I get all sorts of embarrassing and out-of-character shit that I will share with you for a price.
A la my pinky thing from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we took that way too far.
Fortunately, we have a good producer who can edit things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anywho, guys, just reiterate everybody's sentiment. Thank you to anyone here or abroad for our country or another country that serves for their country and in the military. It's a very selfless act, and you should be honored. And go ahead, Sammy. You wanted to add something?
Yeah, I have one more thing. We cover the English Premier League, so we should mention it is Remembrance Day in England.
Absolutely.
Essentially their Memorial Day for those fallen soldiers of theirs that have died in wars. It also is was the end of World War I in 1918. So just from us to you guys over in England, mourn your dead, but remember and respect their sacrifice.
All right, everybody. Till next week.
Good night.
Oh, how do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside and rest for a while in the warm summer sun. I've been walking all day and I'm nearly done. And I see by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the great falling in 1916. Well, I hope you died quick and I hope you died clean. Oh, Willie McBride, was it slow and obscene? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? And did you leave a wife or a sweetheart behind? In some loyal heart is your memory enshrined. And though you died back in 1916, to that loyal heart you're forever 19. Or are you a stranger without even a name, forever enshrined behind some old glass pane? In an old photograph, torn, tattered and stained, and faded to yellow in a brown leather frame. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
What does the silly bird say?
Blue moon.
What's the next line after Blue Moon?
Left me standing alone.
Better than walking alone. Blue Moon. Sammy had to walk all alone.
Mel keeps running her mouth, she will be alone.
With pictures on his phone of teams that are better than his.
All the teams are better than mine.